Hi, welcome to Bland & Associates QuickBooks Online tutorial on how to set up bank rules. Once your bank is connected with your QuickBooks Online account, the next thing to do is set up rules for the things that come into or out of your bank account on a regular basis. This will make your day-to-day life much easier. First, go to the banking page by clicking on Banking on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Now let's say Laura's Lamination is somewhere you spend money frequently and it doesn't pull up in the bank feed as a match because you don't always get the invoice entered. It comes through as an uncategorized expense each time and you want to save time by not having to enter the information again. To do this, you will need to set up a bank rule. Click on Bank Rules at the top of the banking screen. With bank rules, only one rule can apply to a transaction at a time. QuickBooks will start at the top of the rules list and work through the rules, seeing if any apply to each transaction. To create a new rule, click the green New Rule button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The rule screen will come up. This is where you set the information for the rule. For Laura's Lamination, we will name it Laura's Lamination. You'll notice there's no apostrophe in the rule name because special characters are not allowed. The next thing you have to do is the For dropdown. If you're making a rule for deposits into the bank, you would use Money In. In our case, we're creating a rule for a payment, so we will use the Money Out. You can change the bank account the rule applies to by selecting the All Bank Accounts drop-down menu and select the bank account you want. If sometimes this gets paid for out of multiple accounts, like on your credit card or out of your checking account, you can choose the bank and the credit card and uncheck the savings. You can also leave it at all bank accounts so you know that it will be coded correctly no matter what bank account it comes out of. We're going to leave it as all bank accounts. The next item to set up is what conditions you want the transaction to meet. You can choose to have it meet any or all of the conditions. You can choose to have a condition for the bank text, description, or an amount. We're going to use description and have it contain the name Laura's Lamination. We are using description because on our bank feed, we have it set up to show description instead of the bank text. If you have it set up to show bank text, you would use that instead. Also, if you want it to meet more than just one condition, you can add a line and add multiple conditions. But if you use the all, it has to meet all of those conditions before it will mark it as a match. For the transaction type, you can choose expense, check, or transfer for all money out transactions. Since this is an expense, we will use that type. Next, we will add the payee from the drop-down menu. If it's not there, you can simply type it in and it will add it on the go. From the category, you would choose the expense account that this best fits into. We're going to say that Laura's Lamination is where we get our promotional flyers from, so we will code it to the promotional category. If you need to split it into different accounts each time, you can do so by clicking on the Split button. This will allow you to split it between 2 or more accounts by percentage or dollar amount. If you want to add a memo, you can, but it will be the same every time. If you check the automatically add to my QuickBooks, it will automatically add it to your books without being able to review it in the bank feed first. Once you're satisfied, you can click the green Save button in the bottom right-hand corner. Now you can see our rule on the bank rules screen. Click on Banking to go back to our bank feed. On our bank feed, we'll now see that Laura's Lamination has a rule associated with it. If we click on the blue Add button right of the line, we will add the transactions to our books. You can click on the In QuickBooks to review that that transaction has been added to QuickBooks. You'll also see that it's added a link that you can click on, and it will take you to the expense transaction. And it also says up here that there's an online banking match. If you made a mistake and you need to undo it, you can simply undo it by clicking Undo. And then go back to your For Review, and it puts it right back in there. Let's add it. Now, if we go to our profit and loss report, and we go down to where our promotional item is, we'll see that the $150 from Laura's Lamination is in there. We can click on the $150 and see that it's Laura's Lamination. If you need to edit or delete the rule down the road, you can go to the Bank Rules screen and click on the Edit button. It brings it up, and you can make any changes that you need, and then simply click Save again. If you click the arrow on the side of the Edit button, it will allow you to copy it or even delete the rule if you no longer need that rule. This is how you set up a bank rule in QuickBooks Online. I hope that this will help you make your day-to-day transaction entering a much easier and better experience. Thank you.